Hello everyone, welcome to Chip Confessions. In this video, we are going to see the continued part of rand mode. In the previous video, we saw how to use rand mode and how to use constraint mode and what is the usage of assert keyword in terms of randomization. So in this video, what we are going to see is disabling randomization while still keeping constraint mode enabled. That we shall see in this video, because in the previous video we have to explicitly disable the constraint mode because we were getting some warning as randomization failed. Today we shall see how we can avoid it by keeping constraint mode in the enabled condition. Let us write a code here. Let us take an example of class. Let the name of the class be my class. Let it be end with end class. Let us take two variables, that is rand bit 7 down to 0 a and same rand bit 7 down to 0 b. Let us write a constraint. Let the name of the constraint be c1, and we should write the constraint for variable a here. A should be greater than say 30. Let us take another constraint c2 for variable b, and let it be b should be greater than 50. So we are done with declaring the variables and writing the constraint. What you have to do is we have to take a module tb end module, and now we have to declare the object of the type my class mc is equal to new. We are writing the constructor here itself, or we can write even inside the initial block. Let us take an initial block, initial begin ending with end, and what we are doing is mc dot randomize, and we shall declare the display the output here. A is equal to %d comma b is equal to %d mc dot a comma mc dot b. Whenever we are accessing the variables belonging to the class outside the class, then we have to use the object of the same class, otherwise we will get a error. We shall just run the code and see whether this is working or not, whether constraint is applied or not and randomization is working or not, because by default both constraint mode and rand mode will be enabled. So we are getting a is equal to 167, which is greater than 30, and b greater than 50, that is we are getting b as 67. So both constraints and randomization both are working on this variables. So in the previous video what we did was we disabled the constraint mode before disabling the rand mode. What we are going to do is we are going to disable the rand mode but without disabling the constraint mode. So constraint mode will be enabled here. So mc dot rand mode, we shall disable it for say variable a dot rand mode, and we have to pass 0 as argument to disable it. So if we do like this, definitely we are going to get an error because that compiler cannot satisfy this condition of a should be greater than 30. So what we have to do is we have to randomize it before disabling the rand mode of a. If we randomize before disabling the rand mode of a, and then if we disable the randomization for variable a, and then again if we randomize, at that time we will not get an error of randomization failure. We shall see how this works. Same thing we are doing here. We are displaying the result of the randomization. What we are doing here is we are just randomizing as we did before without disabling any randomization or any constraint. Then we are just displaying the result of that randomization. Then what we are doing is we are disabling the randomization or the rand mode for variable a by passing 0 in the argument of rand mode, and then we are randomizing to see whether we are getting same randomization failure error or how it is going to work. Let us see this now. So what is happening here is, initially without disabling the rand mode we just randomized and a got the random values satisfying this constraint. So a is greater than 30 and b is greater than 50. That values we got. Next time what we did was we disabled randomization for variable a. After that we randomized again. But what happened here is a retained the same value while b got some other value because randomization is still on variable b. But why we are not getting an randomization failure error here? Why we are not getting? Because a carried the same value of previous randomization, which is satisfying the constraint. We will get randomization failure only when we have the conflict in the constraint. Means whenever there is a conflict and the constraint solver cannot satisfy the constraint we have given for a variable, at that time randomization will be failed and the variable will get the default value. But here what is happening, initially we are randomizing the variable and then we are displaying the result. Then same result a will contain even though we disable the randomization. And again when we are randomizing both a and b, when we print, we are going to see, we saw that b got some different variable but a retained the previous value itself, which was satisfying the constraint value of a. So we didn't get any randomization failure error here. This is how, even though we do not disable the constraint, still we can not get the randomization error. Only thing is we have to run the randomization first and then we have to disable the rand mode. Then we can see that the variable can carry its previous value, and even though after disabling the randomization we will not get its default value or we will not see any randomization error. But what we are doing is, let us do the same thing for variable b and we shall see now. Let us run the code. See, now what we are seeing is a is getting different value twice but b is carrying the same value. This is how we can avoid. But if we just comment it, or if we do not randomize first time and directly if we do the rand mode or randomization disable, then we can see the error. So we are seeing randomization failed because this constraint cannot be satisfied. This is for today's video. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share the video and subscribe to my channel for such more videos. Keep coding, keep practicing. Thank you so much.